Excluded from my sister's wedding, I went on a getaway. When the wedding crumbled, I was not included in my sister's wedding, so I decided to take a vacation. When the wedding fell apart, my family desperately tried to contact me. "You're overreacting. It's just a wedding," my mother insisted. I had not received an invitation to my own sister's wedding. Instead, I planned a trip. Days later, my relatives inundated my phone with messages. I sat there staring at my screen, reading the message for the 5th time. "Hey, just wanted to inform you that the guest list is finalized and we had to make some difficult decisions. Hope you understand." Love you. Difficult decisions. Difficult decisions. I wasn't some distant relative. I wasn't an old family friend they hadn't seen in years. I was her brother. And my sister, the same sister I had supported through every crisis, heartbreak, and moment of self-doubt, had just excluded me as an afterthought. I looked at the screen, a slow wave of disbelief washing over me. I almost laughed because this had to be a mistake. I picked up the phone and called my mother. She answered on the second ring, her voice cheerful. "Hey, sweetheart, what's going on?" I skipped the small talk. "I just received a message from Emily. She said the guest list is finalized and I'm not on it." There was a pause, just long enough to confirm what I had suspected. "Oh, honey," my mother sighed. She always used that tone to make me feel unreasonable. "It's just a wedding. Don't make a big deal out of this. Just a wedding." I felt a hot coil of anger in my stomach. "Are you serious?" I asked, my voice unnaturally calm. "Mom, I'm her brother. How am I not invited to my own sister's wedding?" She made a tisk sound, as if I were a child throwing a tantrum. "It's not personal. They had to keep the guest list small and—" "Mom," I interrupted, "I just saw Emily's Instagram post. She invited 150 people. Silence, then a forced laugh. "Well, you know how weddings are. They can be expensive. And maybe they thought you wouldn't mind missing this one." I felt as if I had been punched in the gut. "Wouldn't mind?" I asked. "Mom, I've been there for Emily through everything. I helped her move twice. When she lost her job, we covered half her rent. And I was the one who helped her get over her last breakup. But now I'm not good enough to be there on her special day." "Oh, stop being dramatic," my mother sighed. "It's just one day? You're overreacting." I laughed briefly, devoid of humor. Overreacting, right? I could already foresee how this would unfold. I would argue, my mother would dismiss me. Emily would likely offer a half-hearted apology later. I'd be expected to forgive and forget as I always had. Not this time. Something inside me snapped. If I wasn't worthy of being included, then fine, I wouldn't be. I hung up without another word and began scrolling through my phone. If I wasn't going to attend Emily's wedding, then I would be somewhere much more enjoyable. I was going on a getaway. The more I contemplated it, the angrier I became. I wasn't the type to get upset over trivial matters. I had let a lot slide in the past. Emily had consistently forgotten my birthday. She only reached out when she needed something. Our mother always expected me to be the understanding one. Emily had gotten away with so much. But this was a new level of disregard. I wasn't going to sit around sulking while my sister and the rest of the family celebrated without me. If I wasn't important enough to be included, then I wasn't important enough to be there when they needed me. I grabbed my laptop and started searching for flights. If Emily could have the happiest day of her life, then I was going to enjoy the best week of mine. It took less than an hour to plan. I booked an all-inclusive stay at a 5-star resort in the Caribbean, a suite with an ocean view, spa services, and access to a private beach. I had always told myself that such a trip would be too expensive. Not this time. I wasn't just going on a vacation. I was making a statement. When the wedding weekend arrived, I was already on a plane, sipping champagne in first class. I made sure to post a picture, legs stretched out, drink in hand, with the caption, "Guess I got cut from the guest list, but I think I'll manage." The reactions were almost immediate. Some of my cousins sent laughing emojis. My aunt, the only sensible member of the family, commented, "Good for you, should have taken me with you." But the best reaction? That came from my mother. She sent me 3 texts in quick succession. "Where are you?" my mom asked. "Are you really missing your sister's wedding over this?" "You're being petty." Petty? I wasn't even close to done. I replied with a photo of the beach, featuring white sand, a crystal-clear ocean, and a postcard-perfect view. Then I turned off my phone. I wasn't about to let them guilt-trip me. Not this time. For the first time in years, I was not prioritizing my family. I was prioritizing myself. And it felt amazing. By the time I arrived in paradise, I had completely shed any lingering guilt. The moment I stepped out of the airport, the warm ocean breeze enveloped me, carrying the scent of salt and tropical flowers. A private car awaited to take me to the resort. A sleek black SUV with chilled towels and bottled water in the back seat. Yes, this was far better than a wedding. As we drove along the coast, I reflected on how right I had been to make this choice. Back home, my family was presumably busy preparing for the big day. My mother was likely making excuses for my absence. My sister was laughing with her bridesmaids, not giving me a second thought. But here, I wasn't treated as an afterthought. Here, I was the priority. My priority. The resort was like something out of a dream. The lobby featured towering palm trees in bloom, a massive open-air design that welcomed the ocean breeze, and the kind of service where you were greeted with a cocktail before checking in. My room? Incredible. Floor-to-ceiling windows and a private balcony with the most stunning king-size bed I'd ever seen. I tossed my belongings aside, stepped out onto the balcony, and simply absorbed it all. Then, just to make matters worse, I snapped a picture of the view and shared it with the caption, "When one door closes, another opens, preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas." I knew it would reach my family, and honestly, I hoped it did, because for once they could understand what it felt like to be excluded. And I was just getting started. The first full day of my trip was absolutely fantastic. I began the morning with room service, which included fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, and coffee so exquisite it ruined every cup I'd ever had. Then I spent the entire day doing exactly what I wanted. No responsibilities, no family drama, just me, the ocean, and a schedule focused solely on my enjoyment. By the afternoon, I was lounging on a sunbed by the infinity pool, martini in hand, watching the waves roll in. Every so often, I'd check my phone, not to connect with my family, but to see the growing responses to my vacation posts. The comments were priceless. Cousin Jake, "Bro, where are you even?" Aunt Lisa, "Okay, now you're just showing off." An old college friend, "Dude, invite me next time." Finally, I received a notification that made me smirk. "Emily saw your post." Oh, now she was paying attention. I could just picture her reaction, sitting in the bridal suite, sipping cheap champagne, scrolling through Instagram only to see me living my best life while she was stressed about her wedding. Good. I leaned back, took another sip of my drink, and thought, "Enjoy your special day, sis. I hope it's everything you wanted." However, as the sun began to set, something unexpected happened. My phone started buzzing incessantly. At first, I ignored it. I assumed it was just more people reacting to my photos, but then I noticed the names: Mom, Emily, Cousin Jake, even Uncle Rob. Calls and texts flooded in nonstop. I raised an eyebrow and eventually opened my phone. The first text I saw was from my mother. "Call me, it's an emergency." Is there an emergency? Attending the wedding? I sighed, debating whether I really cared. Jake then sent another message. "Dude, you're not going to believe what just happened." Oh, now I was intrigued. I sat up and scrolled through the texts, and I quickly realized that the universe had given me the best wedding gift I could have ever wished for, because it turned out that Emily's beautiful wedding had gone up in flames. I scanned through a flood of messages. My smirk widened with each one. Jake replied, "Bro, you dodged a bullet." Mom, "Call me right now. This is a family crisis." Emily, "Please, where are you? I need you." I reclined in my lounge chair. I took another sip of my cocktail and continued scrolling. Then I found a message that made me laugh out loud. According to Cousin Melissa, the groom simply walked out. I almost choked on my drink. Did the groom leave? Oh, this was better than I could have imagined. Curiosity got the better of me, so I eventually texted Jake back. My response: "What do you mean he left?" Jake, "Dude, during the reception, full meltdown. He and Emily had a huge fight, and then he just walked out. Straight up left the venue." Jake again. "Oh, and then Uncle Rob and Dad got into a screaming match over who was ruining the family's reputation. Grandma cried. The venue cut the bar early. It's a disaster." I leaned back, grinning. My sister had chosen to exclude me from the wedding, thinking she didn't need me. And now? Suddenly, I was the first person they all turned to. I could already hear my mother's voice in my head. "You need to fix this. Emily is devastated." "Yes, no thanks." I opened the next message. It came from Emily. "Yes, no thanks." I opened the next message. It came from Emily. "Answer your phone. Please, I need you." Oh, suddenly I was important. I took a deep breath and typed back a single response. "Sorry, I'm a little busy enjoying my vacation. Hope the wedding was fun." And then, I blocked her number. I blocked my mother too. I also blocked Jake, just in case he got pulled into their guilt trip. Then I switched my phone to Do Not Disturb mode, waved over the bartender, and ordered another drink. Because while my family spiraled, I was in paradise. And for once, I wasn't bothered. The next morning, I awoke to the sound of waves crashing on the shore. The scent of the sea and tropical flowers wafted through my open balcony doors. I stretched and yawned. For one lovely moment, I almost forgot about the chaos back home. Almost. Then I looked at my phone. Even though I had blocked most of my family, I still had over 20 missed calls from random numbers. They had tried everything to reach me. Several voicemails had slipped through. Despite my better judgment, I pressed play on the first one. Mom's voice frantic. "I don't know what you think you're doing, but this isn't the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is heartbroken, and we need you here. This family needs to stick together right now." I rolled my eyes before deleting it. Next voicemail. "Emily is crying. I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please, just call me back." Click. Deleted. The next one had me laughing.